All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to This Week in Gwent, a weekly show which we talk everything Gwent. And we have Zubedoo making a return, the first ever Twig participant when we changed the formula to having people invited. Zubedoo, how are you doing?
I am doing good. As I said, I did have, COVID last month, but fully recovered from that, feeling good. And now, well, let's hope I can get back to the streaming schedule once I'm back in Bangalore. But overall, all good. How have you been?
I'm good. I'm really happy to have you back. It's been a busy week for us in Gwent. We'll probably get into
Hmm.
what was happening this week overall. But apart from that, yeah, good. Lots of cool stuff going on. We also announced a lot of stuff as CDPR this week, which I'm also very excited.
Yeah.
That kind of went out to all the people, and they got to see what we're kind of planning and working and what we want to achieve in the next couple of years. So I'm really excited about that. And also what we will be doing during this episode, which we haven't probably told anyone, is we're going to be drawing names. So we're doing like a mini draw show for the play-in tournament, which we plan to kind of launch like mid-October, most likely, in a round robin stage first, and then later on in the month, an elimination stage. And the plan is to have kind of the names picked out of here who will be going to this round robin, then elimination, after that world masters. So that's kind of the road for them. So this is a different type of draw show because it's divided in a different way than we normally would. So we have a roster of players which are from the top of the list in terms of CP, and the ones that are at the bottom. And in order to make everything fair, we have two pots. So there's pot number one, there's pot number two, and we're going to be drawing names from both pots. And from pot one, we'll be drawing names for group A and B. And the same thing we'll be doing for the second pot, so A and B. So the plan is to pretty much mix them up a little bit more and see kind of what we're going to get. So we don't have this thing that the top players in terms of CP are in the same group with one another, and the ones from the bottom in terms of CP are, in one group. And this was an idea that came from the players themselves. So we're kind of taking that and running with it. So I'll start with that. We have pot one. First name is group A, second name group B, and then we're going to do that same thing for the second pot. So the names are there. I can't really see them quite well, but I try to fold everything. So I'm not peeking or looking, and I'll be just drawing them out easily.
Exciting.
Yeah, everything's like full, FIFA, it's Trusky. Sorry for the bad
Ooh,
handwriting. It's my handwriting. My wife didn't have time to do these, so I had to do them myself. So yeah,
still better than mine, though, to be fair.
oh, okay. That makes me happy already. Okay. Then we go into Group B. Who's going to be in Group B? We have Lario 2.
Ooh.
Perfect handwriting here. So Trusky and Lario. Next up, we have. Dum da dum. Jesus. Oh, I have two actually. Okay, I don't need that one.
Uh-oh.
We have Bart 933.
Oh, the board
The Bart.
noise. Oh, I love the new bot card, by the way. The art and stuff is just
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, it's really cool.
lovely.
Group
Good
B, Piable. Oh, that's going to be a strong
Ooh,
group.
Firebola, let's go.
Piable, let's go. Exactly. Okay, another one for A. We have Mr. Poi Sound.
You've my utmost gratitude.
Poi Sound. And I think it's going to be, it's last one.
Ooh. Oh, who's the last one?
Cams, 134.
Jams, brother Jams. Let's
Brother Jams, man, he made it to the semifinals in last
Yeah.
Open and didn't go far, man. Sucks. I was keeping my fingers crossed for him because I did the interview with him before Open number 3, and he was kind of saying like, I can't make it either past the quarterfinals or maybe like he made it once to the semifinal. He's like, I want to go I want to move on, and it's
all the way.
well, he got to the semis at least, so that's okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's a crazy. It's always some crazy tournaments, man. So challenging.
Yeah.
So it's fun to watch.
Yeah, it's
Always.
challenging. Plus, you don't know what your opponent's gonna bring, and you don't know if you're teching against the right thing, and then someone surprises you with like a crazy list, and then you're like, well, "What am I supposed to do about this?" So yeah, pot number 2. The players here are Danerai, Puzzle Express, Grand Kazoo, Sif, Great Wolf, Spelling Bee, and Mystical. So drawing first name for Group A.
Okay.
Ba-ba-ba-bam. Grand Kazuzu.
The Zuzu. Wow. That's a very interesting name.
Yeah. I have 2. Okay, you don't need 1. Sif, Great Wolf, aka the Iceman, going to Group B.
Yeah, he's like he scares me.
Yeah.
He's like an assassin.
Funny, because I got to do the interview with him during Open 3, and he said that he might look like he, zero emotions, but inside he's stressed out. So I was like, wow, it's interesting. And we have for Group A another name, which is Mystical.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we're almost running out of names, only 3 left.
Uh-oh.
After that, we have Danurai. And the last ones, which one's going to be in A, which one's going to be in B. So in A, we have Puzzle Express. I like this name. It's a really cool name.
Yeah.
And the last one is going to be... Last one's going to be Spelling Bee. Because it kind of rhymes.
Nice. Yeah, it's I was actually surprised when I saw Spelling Bee the first time too, right? I was like, wait, is he Indian? I was like, no. I was actually like a little surprised at that point, but then I understood, like, okay, Canada, makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So many Punjabis and parties there. It's crazy in Canada.
I was
Crazy.
talking with Watchflake, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't know we had a Canadian." And I was like, "Yeah, we do, bro. You didn't know?" He's like, "Oh, I didn't know." So yeah, Group A is Trusky, Bart 933, Poi Sound, Grand Kazuzu, Mystical, and Puzzle Express. Group B, it's Lario, Piable, Cams, Sif, Great Wolf, Danurai, and Spelling Bee. So those are the groups that will be playing in the play-in, but more information about the play-in most likely coming in the upcoming week. So you know where to go, if you can watch it, where you can watch it, who's going to be doing a stream for that. So we'll probably have some content creators doing that. So it's going to be a really good one. So yeah.
Sounds good. Some great matches, to be fair.
Amen to that. More GWENT Esports is always good in my book, and I just can't wait because it's soon gonna be December, and we're gonna have World Masters. So it's just a matter of time in this case.
Man,
So yeah,
where has the year gone? I remember the last Masters being like last month, and now it's literally the next one coming in December.
Yeah, it's been a very quick turnaround, to be honest. I was also surprised because I was like, Open 3, we just did Open 1, I thought, but yeah, time pretty much flied.
Yeah, this year was a little fast even for me in terms of a lot of things, right? In terms of life, work, everything. So I mean, I guess it's a good thing in a way that everything just moved fast and everything went well. Most of it went smoothly and well, but yeah, it's insane. Every year is just passing a bit faster, and I feel old already.
I think
I'm almost 25.
Yeah, I think someone said once, I don't know if this was on TV or somewhere or whatever, like, when you grow older, you feel like time moves a lot quicker than it's when you're young. You feel like some things, like you're in school, you're in a class, and you feel like, man, this has been lasting for such a long time. It feels like eternity. And then you get older and you're like, oh shit, man, life is really like flying by. It's like I wake up, go to work, get stuff done, go back home, eat dinner, end the day. Boom.
You have to savor every moment, and that includes literally anything you do, right? That's why even when I stream or when I play Gwent or whatever, I try to savor every moment because I know I'm not going to get that moment back. Even if
Exactly.
it's like even if, whatever it is, somebody new in chat, or even just a certain game that I'm playing, a certain matchup. I don't think I'm ever going to experience that again, or maybe I will, but not at least in a very long time.
Yeah.
So just keep on moving, keep on seeing new people
Keep on
is
keeping
always a nice thing.
on, pretty much. Keep
Keep
on
on
going.
keeping on.
Keep on going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the same. That's, I guess, the same mentality when it even comes to Gwent, right? Like, there are gonna be patches, there are gonna be changes that a lot of people don't like, a lot of people will like, but you have to just keep moving on and keep trying to improve the game.
Yeah.
So
Keep trying to
that's
improve the
the
game, and
best we
also
can do.
just keep playing the game, and distance yourself from stuff and all that stuff. So yeah. Yeah.
And let's avoid printing cards like Erendite, I guess. That was
Maybe
hell on
not.
earth season.
Maybe not. Maybe not
Maybe not.
Erendite. Maybe not like Erendite.
Yeah.
Speaking of new cards, let's kind of recap the news a little bit. So I forgot to add open here, which is my mistake. So Kerpetten won open number 2. I forgot that it was
Yeah.
already last weekend. Like I feel like it's already been like 2 weeks past, but it's only 1 week, thankfully.
Yeah.
So that happened, and after that we had everything on Tuesday happen for Chronicles October season. Kind of a bumpy patch, this one, 10.10, because some syndicate cards were not working properly. There were some problems with Ternalia. There was a hot fix because some SFX and VFX were not working properly. There were also a couple of localization mistakes, but we're working, to kind of keep everything, keep things going. And yes, plain talk, John Doe, great name. Yes, we use this image for a hot fix pretty much when it's a cold fix, pretty much that it should be, because, hot fixes are the ones that are supposed to happen very quickly. This happened only like 2 days later, which is fairly quick, but we kind of called it a hot fix because a cold fix for a hot fix, it's kind of like a play of imagery and words. So it's done on purpose. It's done on purpose.
I hope not.
And yeah, Chronicles, 24 new cards now available on GWENT. Some really cool new art. Some, old ones in terms of Reaver Hunters, old Siggy art for Dijkstra himself and all that stuff, all that jazz. So really excited about that. And of course, a new season and new and also old, seasonal game modes, stuff like Trial by Fire and all that stuff. So lots and lots of good stuff to uncover. Plus, we're also, since it's October or Spooktober, we're also kind of planning to bring an event that's going to be about solving a murder mystery. So,
we got a little sneak peek from Ryan about that, right? And of course, it was mentioned in the patch notes. But yeah, it's going to be fun. Spooktober was almost always fun, and it's been a crazy year for Gwent, hasn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of people thought it was going to be maybe a little slow because, of course, the way the cards were released were not in like one fell swoop. It was more of a split up, and it was like what, 20 to 25 cards per drop, and people were like, wait, this is going to be too slow, this is going to be too weird to see. But in the end, it worked out. I think it was not as bad as people would say. I think it was fine, and I think this latest card drop is really good in terms of supporting certain archetypes. And I personally can't wait to try Wild Hunt and Warriors again.
Yeah, Wild Hunt, though, I'm kind of seeing the numbers on some of the foglets boosting and stuff like that. That kind of gets a little bit out of hand, in my opinion. Maybe I've also after this open kind of seeing that there's, like, you see Erden making a comeback, and you see more kind of point slammy type of decks making there. So it's kind of interesting how we've kind of moved from lower point back to once again to having units who can accumulate a lot of points to get multiply boosted, and then they get Erden to Oblivion. So they kind of or Igni also. I think there was a player that had Igni. So yeah.
Igni and Erden metas are definitely not metas that many people would enjoy. I think somebody had mentioned to me over a chat when Master Mirror had first started and we had stuff like the Ethereal and things being meta. That was when I started playing the game. So I remember facing the Ethereal and not having Igni unlocked in my deck builder, and I was just like, Like I see why people like that card and why people run stuff like Jordan. It's kind of like a deja vu feeling with those cards again, where Igni and Jordan are back, and it's
Yeah.
like if you don't have them in some games, you just lose. But overall, I think at least it's a little different from that. I would say it's a little more answerable than that, and not just requiring Igni. You
Yeah.
have a few other answers as well, which is, I guess, something to be proud of when it comes to the balancing and everything. But like, I have no idea what the next direction is going to be. Like, I don't know for next year, because this direction has been pretty fun to see. A lot
Hmm.
of a
Yeah.
lot of creativity was brought to the table, especially with the neutrals. But sadly, it really made the game feel so, same throughout the factions.
Yeah.
But let's see. Hopefully, with each new faction getting like some new stuff like flanking, like in
Yeah.
Nilfgaard, that was something I really liked when you all introduced flanking as a new keyword. I'm like, okay, that's creative. At least there's something new to the soldiers.
Hmm.
Them getting their own keyword to
Yeah.
to get things going. It feels good, when each faction has its own specialty, like Skellige having Clash
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff like
exactly.
that.
Yeah, it's
You
really
know?
cool. It gives it more of a unique identity, right? And
hmm
yeah, also infused was really cool, and other stuff. Like, yeah, I like when factions get more dished out in terms of like what they can do, and I
Yeah.
like that also the card drops that we do right now kind of add a little bit more to the existing archetypes, or kind of add a little bit more tools to them in order to
Yeah.
make them more viable, which I think kind of the goal that we had for this year. But it's really cool to see like the designers like following through on what we kind of promised here.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think they've definitely passed that objective with flying colors, no question.
Yeah.
But what I always enjoy about Gwent, honestly, like personally, it's not really about the state of the game for
Hmm.
me. It's just about the community. And like for me,
Dude,
it was
yeah, we were
like,
just talking about this before this stream. Like, we are talking about the
yeah,
community is like the most important aspect here.
yeah, yeah. It literally makes the game. And to be fair, that's the thing that I adore the most about the community. I don't think anyone's ever changed. I think the community has remained like this one solid unity
Yeah,
throughout, like at least for me, like the people who I've known, like since I've started playing, there's literally no one that I've ever forgotten.
yeah,
Like everybody has had some effect on me in the game or like in real life in some way.
totally agree.
And it's something that it touches my heart. It makes me happy because there are people, like out there, like Rashid. I know a lot of people think that Rashid is a crazy guy, but if you talk to him off stream and like
Yeah,
the stuff that we talk about, it
yeah,
it
he's
feels good.
awesome. He's awesome.
Yeah,
Like, he
yeah.
has his way of expressing himself, and he's kind of maybe a little bit over the top for some people, but I feel like he's
Yeah,
also like deep inside when you talk to him, he's a very nice dude. And
yeah.
he also passes on really good feedback from time to time to me, which is really
hmm
cool. And maybe doesn't, not everybody sees that because it kind of happens behind the scene, but it's really awesome
Exactly.
to have him there. Yeah, so
It's even the way that we give you the feedback. Like even when I give you feedback, or if some pro player gives you feedback, we're not giving you feedback in the sense of, "Hey, bro, what the hell? This is so bad. What's wrong with you?" No, like you know how the Reddit people give you feedback, right? They just slam you. They just jim jam you, and they're like, "Do you not know how to make a video game?" no, no. Like the way we approach it is, okay, maybe this should be something like this. At least some reasoning as to why we find something unbalanced or something, out
yeah,
of its proportion. Yeah, there
yeah.
might be a reason for it. But yeah, like, yeah, sorry, I was interrupting you. Please go ahead.
I just wanted to ask because you kind of made a comeback, and there was I
Mm-hmm.
remember the post yesterday. Someone I got caught into a meme. Someone saying like oh like why are you having him over? He hasn't been streaming for 6 months, and I'm like. And I got already mad, and I went into like keyboard warrior mode, saying like I can have anyone I want on Twig. If someone wants to come on, they'll come on. And oh yeah, King Denpai is actually in chat, and I was like, yeah, I got him. I can do whatever I want. It's my show. And then I was like, I did not get him. He got me. I was like, oh man, I'm just getting too old for all these memes. I can't keep up. Thankfully, I have Ryan
Oh,
here, who's like younger, and he can tell me what's a meme and what's not a meme. But yeah, I kind of went under protective, and they're like, okay, you got me, you got me.
To be fair, he did get me as well for a second. I was like, wait, why is he saying that? Like, what? That's so rude. And then he's like, look at team chat, you muppet. And I was like, okay, now I got it. And then I'm like, okay, now for it as well. So I'm just gonna
Yeah,
just leave it. Just forget it. It's
yeah.
just a meme.
It's a
And
good,
copy
it's a good
pastas
one.
are something. Yeah, copy pastas are something that I think is created in this community on like a daily basis. So
Yeah.
you better watch out, Rosa. You better watch
Yeah,
out.
for
Because
pastas, I most of the time get them because they're kind of obvious, but sometimes they're totally not obvious, and you don't know what's a
true,
pasta, what's not a pasta. If it's like well hidden,
true.
then you can get smacked by one of those. So yeah, but yeah, I want to say you were kind of off the map for quite some time. What's been pretty much happening with you? You've been kind of not streaming as much as you did before, and you were we kind of didn't feel as big of a presence of you in our community. So less memes, less joking around, and less
Yeah.
bashing Rashid and stuff like that.
No, yeah. So those things were definitely like continuing in the behind the scenes,
Yeah.
like privately or within like Discords and stuff like that. But yeah, there was a time for me, even in those like last 2, 3 months before I came back, where it was just like, work kicking my ass from left to right, and
Mm-hmm.
then a lot of personal stuff coming in as well. So when all of that passed, I wanted to make sure that I give it my 100% at that point,
Mm-hmm.
so that nothing goes bad. Like when that is done, I'm done with it, and I can come back to this with flying colors. I can just be back like how I was, and I can spend time with the community as I used to. So that went smooth,
Mm-hmm.
with work and everything. It's going well. I didn't want to jeopardize it. And now that I can get back to the schedule that I used to do before, where I can stream in like the morning/afternoon
Yeah.
and then work in the evening, I was like, yeah, it's time to get back. I like it just happened out of nowhere. It was
Mm-hmm.
like a Friday night. I just had like a bug bite me and be like, "You're gonna start streaming tomorrow." And I was just okay. Like I'm getting this temptation. I just put it on my Discord that guys, I'm feeling it. I'm gonna stream tomorrow, and I'm
Nice.
gonna see how it goes.
Yeah.
And with that, I was back at it. But of course, the Mumbai trip is something that we had to do.
Mm-hmm.
It was something that was planned. So it's fine though. It's gonna come to an end tomorrow, and then Sunday we're hopefully back at it as we used to. So
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
that's basically what happened. It was just a lot of like IRL stuff coming
Mm-hmm.
in the way, but yeah, it was still a lot of life-changing things for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
So it went well. It went well.
You feel like it was much needed for you just to take, some time off and kind of step away and kind of,
Yeah.
maybe also recharge, but also like get your personal stuff in order before you kind of come back.
Yeah, because the thing is, it's how I am, right? If I know that something needs my 100%,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give it because I don't want
Yeah.
to fail in it, right? I don't want to feel bad and be like, maybe if I just didn't do this, at that point, maybe something would have gone better. I don't want any regrets like that. I've had enough of those in my life. I don't want regrets again. So if I do something, I just keep my mind to it, and I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like focused on that. And I think a lot of people will even see that even in my like Discord and stuff like that. I usually keep to myself unless there's something really important that I want to share.
Mm-hmm.
But now I have the freedom to be active again, so that's going to be funny. That's
Nice.
not funny, fun and funny, of course.
Funny probably too, because you're known for making a lot of jokes and kind of, pulling people's fingers and stuff like that in order to, kind of maybe not make them mad, but kind of just, have fun and kind of joke around, which is nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, a lot of people usually mistake, what do you say, like making fun of someone like as bullying, but it depends on who that person is. Like if Rashid makes fun of me, I don't care. I know he's making fun of me because he loves me,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
he cares for me. But it's like, if some random person comes and tells me some bad word, I'm going to be like, no,
Why?
that's not allowed. Like, you don't even know me. Like, what's wrong with you? Right. But yeah, it depends on context. It depends on a lot of things. And of course, I have like, we all have our own voice to speak for ourselves when that certain thing happens. So
Exactly.
no third person needs to come and tell me, like, no, you can't say that. It's my choice.
Yeah.
It's my choice.
You can say whatever
It's
I
me.
want.
Yeah. Yeah. It is how it is. And that's the thing. Like all of the people in the community are very open-minded and they can take a joke. That's the
Yeah.
main thing. A lot of people in this community can take a joke.
That's the
So
cool
yeah.
part, yeah, because like we were talking previously, like there's a lot of memes, there's a lot of these pastas and stuff like that, and I feel like a lot of people know that they're kind of done there in good faith, and I don't feel like people
Yeah.
get offended easily.
Yeah.
But you need to be kind of in the know what's going on and what's funny right now, what's not, so not get to not get like me baited into those things.
Yeah, some people don't like certain things and they explicitly tell you. And if they
Yeah,
explicitly tell you, you should avoid it
yeah,
because then you're just asking for trouble at
yeah.
that point. But I think I'm been safe on that line. I haven't crossed that line yet. I hope I haven't. If I have, I'm so sorry. I don't know. Because there's so many lurkers in the stream sometimes who are
Yeah.
listening to your jokes and they'll be like, I take offense to that, but they just don't say anything. And I'll just feel bad after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what can you do,
Yeah,
right?
it's pretty
It's the
much.
same thing with so many people.
Yeah, you need to kind of, if there's something's wrong, you need to kind of just go and like say it openly instead of expect other people to know, for you to know that something might be offensive to them without saying that it is offensive, right? It's just like, how am I supposed to know if you don't tell me?
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. Like a lot of times that's happened with my like IRL friends.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, it was always very risky to say certain things, but as the years passed, as college, well, showed us what college is all about, yeah, it was a totally different thing. And that
Yeah,
same energy is what I wanted to bring even when I started streaming, to, of course, to make people laugh or to make people smile, but at the same time make sure that there's a line to be
yeah,
drawn.
yeah,
So hopefully I have drawn that line. So yeah.
yeah. So what are your plans now since you made a comeback? You're back to streaming. Anything else in
Yeah.
terms of like things that you have down the road for yourself that you're willing to
Yeah,
share, of
so
course?
of course, yeah, it's just like as I said, right? Like for me, streaming is like a way to just
You've my
escape,
utmost
right?
gratitude.
And to just be like myself and to just enjoy and to have a good time. And everybody knows that. So yeah, like when it comes to streaming, I'm very limited on time usually because I have a schedule for work as well.
Mm-hmm.
So right now it's just like playing Gwent and expanding myself again in the community and making my name known again, I guess, is the main idea. And apart from that, nothing really when it comes to streaming. Apart from that, it's just like spending time with friends and family, spending time with my online
Mm-hmm.
community, playing Dota with Rashid and friends. So
Nice.
it's always it's quite a smooth schedule at this point, and it's something that I just want to keep as is, and I really don't want to jeopardize that in any way.
Yeah.
It's going good. That's all I can say. And so yeah.
Good. Good. It's good to hear that. I hope maybe it would be nice if there was like a comeback of some type of trivia show in which you can make appearance once again, because you're kind of very well known for being a encyclopedia when it comes to Witcher and Gwent, right?
Yeah, I mean, I am a little rusty, to be
Mm-hmm.
fair, right now. I do have some studying to do if I am going to be on a trivia show again.
Yeah.
But, because there's so many cards, man, you have to at least look at them once to refresh your memory,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, yeah, I don't mind being on a trivia show again. I hope it does happen. I don't know when, but if it does, I'm putting my name in.
Count me in.
Not even a doubt. Yeah, not even a doubt. There was actually a fun fact. I don't know if you know the community member Tirali.
Mm-hmm.
She is a Gwent streamer as well, and she had like a small quiz that she made, really well made, by the
Mm-hmm.
way. She did a really good job. So shout out to that. And I actually lost. Shinmiri came on top.
Ooh.
It was devastating to me. I was off by like 2 questions, and I was like, no, shit got me. It was very, very heart-wrenching for me to lose that, but it was Shinmiri,
Yeah,
so
he's pretty
big
good.
respect.
He's pretty
Yeah, big
good.
respect. It's Shinmiri. So if I would lose to anyone, it would be him, to be fair,
Yeah.
because he's just I don't know what he has in that brain of his. He just knows everything when it comes to like math, even while he's casting,
Yeah.
like 2 turns before the game is over, he's just going to know the outcome.
Yeah,
He
it's
won't say it,
crazy. It's
but
crazy.
he knows.
Yeah.
So it's that losing to him was kind of okay.
Yeah,
But
I totally
apart
don't
from
know
that,
how he
it's
does it. Like, I have no idea how he does it. Like, I feel like I don't even have that brain capacity in order to predict things in such, such a, like I think it's just because I'm the type of person that is more in the moment and
yeah.
really, really like glued in that moment, and he can kind of go pretty much beyond that. So yeah, it's crazy.
But I actually have a fun another question to ask. So that's of course from my end, but I remember a while back discussing that like for the future new cards that may come out, right? We have like these like all these voice actions that they have, right? Like when you play a card, they give a certain voice line,
Yeah.
right? So I remember when we were discussing it earlier, we were like, what if we had like a voice acting competition where we, get people on to send their recordings of like some certain cards, and the winner of that can potentially voice a new card or something like that,
Yeah, it's something that I'm kind of thinking about. Maybe it would be nice to do it
hmm
next year because it also takes a lot
Yeah,
of
effort. Yeah.
preparation, but also
hmm
when it comes to using the voices later, because you need to get that person on a recording session in a studio, most likely, or I mean, you can do it online if that person has a good setup at home. But if not, then that person needs to go to like a studio and do it like, very, very like properly. So the quality is
Crisp
high enough.
quality. Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
the
yeah.
quality needs to be pristine pretty much. And then also there's a lot of like, paperwork in terms of using that voice and getting the consent in order to use this voice for an X amount of time for this and this purpose. So it's a lot of also like, legal jibber jabber and kind of red tape that needs to be filled in before that actually happens. So that's always kind of the the biggest problem. But yeah, I've kept that idea kind of in my, let's say, utility belt. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of yeah. Would be nice to do it next year. I'm not saying 100%, but I will try to squeeze it in most likely.
If that happens, you can count me in that competition, because
Nice.
to be fair, I always enjoy the different the styles that some of these voice actors bring to the cards to
Yeah.
bring them to life. And I think that is something very underrated in the game. I know it's a very small thing, but when you
It's a
hear,
big thing, to be honest, if you think about the
yeah,
work that goes into it.
yeah, exactly. Like when you play like Croc on crit and he screams on crit, it actually feels like, at least to me, it feels amazing, like it's something that is, taking effect, and it's really putting you in that moment,
Yeah.
in the round or in the game. And a lot of people, I guess, do appreciate it, but I still feel that it's heavily underappreciated on how much effort goes into that,
Yeah.
right? So that's why, like, even the past two patches, when you view a premium card and you're in, and I remember there was that glitch where they don't make a sound,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, we'll add it next patch. I'm like, it adds so much effect to
Missed
me. Yeah.
opportunity, right?
For me at least, it adds a lot of effect, and that's what I play it for. The
I think it also
beauty of
has
the
a
game.
flavor like to it. I was thinking about it also from the perspective of Witcher 3. If you look at Witcher 3
Yeah.
and you look at the dialects that are, the type of English that is used in Skellige, the type of English that is spoken by the dwarves, or when you're in Novigrad compared to when you're in Velen and all that, or No Man's Land, like all these places have a specific dialect attached to them and people speak in a specific way, and it adds kind of more flavor into the place that you are, and kind of a distinctive accent from that place. It's like, I also enjoy accents in real life. Like if you think of, like I was learning English philology, so there you kind of learn about
Mm-hmm.
how English is spoken in different parts of the world, and it's pretty much, it's the pronunciation of things is different in the American and in British, and then you have Australian, then you have Irish, Scottish, all of these, and they're kind of have different influences. But it's really cool to hear all of them, and since it's all kind of English, you're able to understand all of it, which is very, very cool.
Yeah, exactly. Like I remember when I first read, like, for example, Tirasak, right? And when I read it the first time, I was reading like, what, to the siege, to the sash, to the siege. I'm like, what? And then I play the axeman and he screams, to the Sah! And I'm like, huh?
What?
Like, what? It was such a shock to me.
Speak
I'm like,
normal
okay.
language.
I'm like, okay, that's how you pronounce it, because I don't like what my community friends have told me is, yeah, Curaçao and the Axemen used to be something really strong back in beta.
Yeah, they
So
were.
that card was heard a lot
Yeah.
in those days, when people used to play that. I haven't heard it that much. And when I heard the line, I was like, holy hell, no wonder
Yeah,
you guys
people get
remember
PTSD
this.
from some of the card, voice lines when they happen. Like they're played and
Yeah.
is like, oh no, not this again.
Yeah, and now that the Reavers are back, right? The art and everything. I'm not sure. Is the voice line reused as well
Yeah,
from
they're
beta?
used.
Okay.
Hmm.
So yeah, I haven't played it myself, sadly. Hopefully this Sunday when I get back to it.
Yeah,
But yeah, like seeing the old art back made some people really happy. They were like, okay, this art was really good. Like the
yeah,
scout and the hunters, like it was so sad to see them unused. I
yeah.
think same went for Ceres Fearless,
Hmm.
when she got her art back with the lovely white pony
Hmm.
that's with her.
Yeah.
It's like such lovely art which is just going to waste.
Yeah, I was
And
also
seeing them
happy
come
about
back was good.
I was also happy about Dijkstra coming back, especially this art because this is the art that of him that I really like. I like him standing on one of
True.
the towers in Novigrad. It's just
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
also very flavorful and really cool to
Yeah.
have it there. Yeah.
And I think even Nick R loves that card art, right? From the
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
put his own head over that card
Yeah,
art.
yeah. I saw that.
So yeah, he loves that art. So he'll be really happy as well. But yeah, some card arts are just too good to not use.
Yeah.
But is it true that some of the arts were actually inspired by certain content creators, for example, like certain faces? Do they have likenesses to certain content creators? Because they look alike,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
To be honest, we always kind of try to avoid that because using someone else's,
Likeness.
the likeness, yeah, in a game would require us to get proper consent from that people in order to do it. So we always try to avoid it, so we don't have a situation where someone comes to us and says like, oh, by the way, this is totally me, like here's my photo, you used you use my likeness without me saying yes or no. So like when we did like we had some content, like big content creators, like Co Carnage, like Jesse Cox, for example,
Yeah.
in Cyberpunk, right? And in
Yeah.
order to have them in the game, like we needed a proper like written consent from them that we were able to actually put their faces in the game attached to like these specific NPCs and stuff like that. So same goes for us. Like if we're using our likeness on anything CDPR, we also as employees need to give like an additional consent in order for them to be used, even if it's like, I don't know, wearing a T-shirt on the gear store that we have. So even for that, so we try to keep all these things 100% legally proper. But so we try not to like do something based off of someone, so we don't have anyone coming to us saying like, oh, by the way, I mean that really resembles me. You shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah. I think you even mentioned explicitly as well that the Witch Hunter was actually the likeness of one of the people at CDPR, right? The Witchfinder, sorry, I think.
Yeah. We try to use as many as possible, like, because there's actually, if you know, then you know. If you don't know, there's like a list of people who apply to be put on a Gwent card, and there is like a spreadsheet even, and there's kind of people who put in their like a photo of them, of their face, and pretty much like which faction they would like to be tied to. And the thing is that some people are chosen based off of the kind of facial features that they have that could fit into a card which you're already thinking about. So if they're thinking about, I don't know, creating like a Naiad or something, then if there is someone that could fit this card, then they most likely will use that person's likeness. But yeah, also there needs to be a consent in order to use that. So, and the art needs to be checked with that person if that person is okay with being on that card.
Yeah. A lot of people did, you know, bring out my Zuby side when we revealed the naiads, right? And
Yeah.
everyone's like, "Oh, Zub's gonna love this archetype. You see, they're not wearing any clothes." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, yeah, of course, yeah."
Yeah,
So yeah, but I
some people in
mean,
chat today were surprised that you're wearing a t-shirt, so yeah.
I mean, it's it's a formal thing that I'm doing here, I'm on Twig, I'm with Bursha. You have to show some respect. So I had to wear something,
Yeah, respect on the Metallica shirt. I respect that.
Yeah, of course.
It's good
Metallica is like my
stuff.
favorite band.
Yeah.
So like it's something that I was listening to on the plane like the whole time as well. But like yeah, if it's my own stream, sure, I'll just wear what I'm wearing underneath right
Yeah.
now, basically. I don't really care about what people would say. A lot of people even do like shirtless stuff, but I think that's kind of TOS if you do it for too long,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah.
So unless you're on a beach, which I'm not.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's something you have to be safe of. And I
Only
don't,
for pool
yeah,
streams.
only for pool streams. Yeah, maybe I'll do that when we shift to our new place. Do
Yeah.
a pool stream, and then I can be shirtless for my lovely community. But right now, I have to be a little more, respectful.
Yeah.
And I'm a little scared of my body as well. I've eaten too much rice over here. My belly is literally just
Apparently,
getting bigger and bigger.
apparently, rice is pretty good for you, right?
It is, but it bloats your belly a lot more than beer. So
Yeah. Lots of
it's something I'll
carbs.
have to lay off.
Lots of
Yeah,
carbs.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
love
good
rice
for you.
though. Rice is like my go-to
Same,
thing. Yeah.
same. Yeah, I mean, Indians and yeah, like rice is just staple diet, I think. It's like normal. If you ask any Indian, rice is like totally normal for them.
Yeah.
But I'm usually more into, I'm very Italian when it comes to food,
Oh,
I,
so
I, I
more
love
pasta.
yeah, I love pasta, I love pizzas and stuff like that.
Oh,
It's
who
something
doesn't
that
love pizza and pasta? I mean, we're kind of, I feel like, Italian food has kind of become like a global
yeah.
thing. So, yeah.
That's why my parents were like, we have to find you an Italian wife at this point, Keza. Like, you just don't eat anything else. And I'm like, what can I do? Like,
Yeah.
it's just something that I enjoy. So that's why
Yeah.
even my mom usually like cooks me a lot of like Italian inspired stuff.
Yeah.
So it feels good. Feels good. But yeah, apart from that, it's just yeah, been the same. Loving Gwent as usual. The break actually did help me, to be
Hmm.
fair, when I was
It always
away.
helps. Like
Yeah.
taking, even for some people, like taking a month off really can like reset you totally and go back to the
Yeah.
game with a lot of freshness, especially if you're a person that is really like in the community. It's not like you treated a game that you play, I don't know, after work, you'll jam one or
Yeah.
two, three games and that's it. But if you're someone who is streaming the game, who is in the community, which is talking about the game, talking about the changes, talking about everything that was kind of going on there, you kind of,
Yep.
it's a lot to take in, and it's very like it
Yep.
can be overwhelming at at a longer period of time.
Yep. Yeah. And as I said, like for me, it's the community, right? Like even now, I can't see the chat sadly because I am on my phone, so I couldn't keep Twitch chat on. Stupid iPhone. But like yeah, I'm sure a lot of them potentially making fun of me because they love me, and at the same time, some people are just talking about food as well.
Yeah,
But of course, they
got it
they
perfect.
know, yeah, but they know that I love them, and they are what make me like in the community, and yeah, like I think I've said it before, but I'll say it again. A big thank you to everyone, like
Oh,
not only the chat, of course, even like the CDPR, like for giving me opportunities like this to come and talk and just have a good time, right? So it makes my day, and it just makes me forget about whatever screwed up things that are going on
hmm,
in the actual life, because it's not something I really talk about too much. I usually keep it very private with like
hmm,
certain people as well. But the important thing is, the community and everyone make me smile no matter
yeah.
what happens.
Oh, that's really
So
cool.
yeah, so that's mainly why I can never ever ever leave the community. Even if Gwent becomes the worst CCG of all time, I will still not leave it because it's just the community, It's
You,
it's literally how it is.
Yeah, we started kind of talking about this also before the stream. Like, I said to you that I always kind of highlight the fact that community is like the biggest aspect for me, not only because I am a community manager and I've always been kind of a community manager in this case.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Gwent was kind of the game where I was always very, very like central part and very, very into. So I cannot like imagine like stepping away from it like ever, because it's kind of, it after like what's been like 6 years, it is something that you're pretty much, into very, very, very much, and you don't feel, and you know all these people and you see all these faces, like also people that once you knew through the game, like they've moved on to do different things, but we still kind of are familiar with one another, or you keep in touch, or even on socials and stuff like that, just to kind of see like what's going on. And it's really, really cool, and you feel like it's very hard to like move yourself away and stop being part of it. So the community aspect is always going to be the the strongest aspect of the whole thing.
It's basically the glue to everything, right? It holds everything together. And even I'm gonna call out Rashid again. I remember a few patches back, he was so annoyed at the game, of the state of the game. He literally made an announcement on his Discord, guys, I've done my best. I've been playing this game for so long. I can't take it anymore, but I'm gonna quit Gwent. I'm gonna try variety. Literally a month later, he's back.
Yeah.
So
Good.
after all of that,
Good.
yeah, good, of course, good. No, like no complaints, of course. But well, like what I mean is that's the thing. That's the power of the community. It's like, it's literally Hotel California, right? It's like you can never leave. Like you just can't leave. You can check in anytime you like, but you can never leave. So it's like, yeah, it's the same feeling for me. I think I even spoke to KG, Hearts and Wine, about the same thing, and he's heavily into like mental health and stuff like that.
Yeah, he
right?
is. He's
So
awesome to talk to.
yeah. So yeah, I always have like amazing conversations with him. He always makes me happy in like whatever situation.
He can kind of ground you, right, and kind of put you in a good mental space.
Yeah, he's like a hypnotist, like without any sort of like doing any sort of the antics that a hypnotist does. He just has a good way of speaking, and like I think I told him about the same thing, right? It's like I don't understand when people say I am leaving the Gwent community. I'm like, it's a game. People move on. It's understandable.
Why do you need to make an announcement? Why do you need to make it an announcement? I know it's the thing to do. I know it's the thing to do because that's also when you get talked about a little bit more, and it's just to raise awareness and kind of put eyeballs on you and what you're doing, and to people to comment, talk about it, discuss it. But I mean,
it's like it's fine. It's a card game. People come, people leave. It's totally normal. That's what I respected about a person like, for example, Trinet, right? He was in this community for so long. He just made his exit very quiet. He just thought, okay, I'm just not feeling it. I don't want to play it. He finds, solitude in like other games like Storybook Brawl or whatever, but he's enjoying himself. That's the main thing. He's making sure that he's keeping himself happy, right? Because in the end, for them, like for people like Trinet, in the end, it is a job, right? Like this is a job to them. Content creation. It's what they make their bread and butter out of. So it's completely understandable. So and that's why like massive respect to a guy like him. I hope to see him back as well. Maybe.
You never know. They sometimes come back. They sometimes come back.
It was always fun to watch him play, like, and the decks that he came up with. It was always quite creative.
Plus, he was the faction ambassador, but he was also the early kind of streamer, the person that came in very, very early in my time zone. That he I remember I was getting notifications that he's starting to play like early in the morning when I was just getting up, which was really cool.
Yeah, so I think same for me as well. Like for me, morning time basically, like when I wake up at like 9:30 or so, and 10:30 a.m. his time or my time, he goes live. And once he left, that was basically like a void now. Like there's no streamer like him in that zone anymore. And it feels kind of empty, it feels very empty at that time zone.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, like, that's why like people like Spyro and stuff like, it's crazy. He's still going.
Yeah, he's still going. Still
I'm like,
doing it.
how the hell are you doing this? He's like, I lost my sanity a long time ago. He's like, I lost it. I'm like, it's just something that I have to do now.
But there has to be
Like,
some type
yeah,
of enjoyment coming from it, because he would not be doing it if he didn't
yeah,
enjoy it to some extent. Of course, he is there to kind of point out if things are not working or if something's not
yeah,
okay. And people say that he
yeah,
can be a little bit harsh and maybe a little bit salty. But I kind of agree and disagree, because there is
yeah,
also, you can
yeah.
see that there's a lot of like passion and there's a lot of like goodwill there in order just to sit down and play the game, which is something that I always respected about him.
Yeah, like it's not easy being a competitive player at his level and
Hmm.
at the same time streaming the game.
Yeah.
Like, because I know myself, like it's so hard sometimes to focus on the game when I'm streaming because I need to pay attention to the chat as well. I need to make sure that I answered everyone or if I missed out like an important question or something. And he does it pretty well. Like he doesn't miss a thing. Like
Yeah.
I'm a moderator in his channel and I sometimes tell him that, hey, this guy said something like this. He said, I know, I saw it, but I don't care.
I don't
You
do,
know?
yeah, I didn't have to react to it.
Yeah, like it's just at his level doing that genuinely, like trust me, take it from another streamer like myself. It's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy
Yeah,
doing it at that level.
it's very hard, to be honest, especially
No.
in a game where you need to be focused a lot. You need to be counting things properly. You need to be thinking about some of the triggers that might happen and kind of not to do misplays. And there's also people backseating and there's some people making jokes, and you're also trying to keep people entertained at the same time. So you're doing multiple things, and it's very hard to keep that, grounded focus moving forward.
Yeah, not easy at all. And that's why like massive respect to him as well, like playing this game for years on end and still going strong. I
Yeah.
don't know how. I don't know when he's gonna break. I think he's already broken, to be fair. He just doesn't know what to do anymore. He's just going and going and going and trying to be as competitive as possible.
Yeah, it's just a matter, I
And
think, of finding some type of balance moving forward. Like, of course, you play the game, but also taking some time off, maybe, and kind of jumping off of it, or maybe for him, it's
yeah,
just venting from time to time, and that pretty much does the thing for him.
yeah, sometimes I mean it's understandable to vent. I vent sometimes.
Everybody vents.
Like if I had a bad game and I feel that something didn't go my way, I try not to show it on stream. Sometimes I do because I do call my opponent a bad word here and there sometimes, but I can't control myself. But apart from that, like I try to control it and I just go to like a person that I've been talking to, like who knows Gwent, like
Yeah.
Decode or Rashid or someone, and I'll just vent over there a bit and be like, what the hell is wrong with these guys? How do they think this is balanced? I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
Like it is what it is. It's how we feel, but it's only in the moment. So you just let it out.
Yeah.
The next day you're back at it. Right?
I think we all have it. I mean, it's like we're talking about this with Flake on our podcast. Like we all get tilted.
Yeah.
Whenever, like, if it's whatever we're playing, like there is a point where you
Yeah.
kind of get to a boiling point yourself, and it's sometimes not necessarily just a thing that happened, but it's like a cumulative thing of the things that happened to you in the last hour,
Yeah.
day, I don't know, 48 hours, week, whatever, that it kind of just accumulates, and then you get to your boiling point, and then you're like, boom, and then it goes.
Yeah, you let out all of that frustration through a
Yeah.
card game.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing. There
Yeah.
are it's
There
a
are
good way
worse
of letting
ways.
out frustration.
Yeah.
There are much worse ways, trust me. But you don't want to break things at home.
Yeah.
You don't want to scare your parents that way. You'd rather just you'd rather mill a card or something than
Yeah.
break something.
Mill your
You know?
opponent. That's much less of an impact on everything.
No,
Or
this
clog
is not
them.
a mill stream. Yeah, clog, okay, fine. It's not as toxic as it used to be, but mill, oh my God.
That's fine.
When I saw the new T-bot, I'm like, why are they supporting mill? What is this? I'm like, no, like, because it's literally something like it switched archetypes, right?
Yeah.
So basically, T-bot was a hyper thin payoff, and now it's a mill
Oh,
card
it's
completely.
more of a mill card, yeah. But
But-
mill
but-
is
but-
like something you can play around, right?
Yeah, of course. I'm only saying, like, there are a lot of people who hate it. I don't see why you hate it. You can play around it. Of course, there is a little bit of a talent that you need because you need to like draw the
Yeah.
important cards in round one in case they get milled. You are kind of at a disadvantage. But I still think that you don't. I don't think you should make such a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
Like the Kingslayers and stuff. I would say it's pretty balanced in that sense. You can play around it. You
Yeah.
just have to be a little bit of a sane mind to just
Yeah.
breathe and play your cards, and of course go for the two or Zweinul, as
Yeah.
people say.
Zvainul,
So
exactly.
yeah, just play your cards, just have a good time. I
Yeah.
think that's basically what I do now. I don't really care about where I
Mhm.
stand on the leaderboards, or top 500 or whatever. I don't really care. I just want to play. Of course, I want to win. It's not that I just want to
Everybody
play
wants
and
to
lose
win.
games,
That's the point of card games.
but
Everybody wants to win.
yeah, but that's the thing. I don't keep that my number one priority
Yes,
anymore.
exactly.
I just like
Yeah.
try fun decks and just see how it goes. And I'm
Not
just like,
winning on all costs,
yeah.
just playing the game and trying to win. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the only thing you can do at this point, unless you're a competitive player, of course. But I think that's how, people like me, people like, a lot of people out there, a lot of content creators just want to have fun, like KG. Of
Exactly.
course, there's Fushia Briefs as well. He comes up with the wackiest stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's Rashid. So, yeah, it's
Who's in
just.
his own, he's in his own league pretty much.
Oh yeah, he's in his own league for sure, and he has a lot of fun down there. But that's what matters in the end, right? Have fun
Yeah.
and spread love in the community, I guess is the only thing. So
Yeah.
that's what we try to do. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Good stuff. All right, man. It's been over an hour. I tried to keep this around
Yeah,
an
it's
hour.
been
It went by so quick. I mean, but we
Yeah.
can talk about Gwent for days. I mean, it's Gwent community memes, all that. Like easy.
Yeah, it never gets old. Just Boozer, take my word for it. Be careful of the pastas, man.
Yeah,
You
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 gotta
you
watch out for
have to
that,
keep
man. You
yourself a
gotta
little
watch out.
updated. You have to keep yourself a bit updated on this.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't want you to be caught
It's
with your pants down.
it's all Ryan's fault because he's now stationed in Berlin, so he's working from
Ah.
there. So he's not in Warsaw, so he cannot keep me in check and kind of update me about all the memes. Although we were just in the studio last weekend for Open, so I need to kind of run things by him before I react to them.
Yeah, true. Like,
Because
okay, he
I
sent
think
this.
yeah.
Is this okay?
Yeah, because I feel like people are going to try to get me, once again on that thing. So I'm just keeping my eye open on kind of the comments that are going to happen on Twitter because now I'm very like, I'm going to watch out. I'm going to watch my step.
Especially if the tweet is from somebody like me or King Denpai,
Yeah.
you,
Or Rashid.
or Rashid, sure. Like, we are never like out there to like insult or like make poke fun at anyone. We're just there to like have a laugh.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing, right? What else are you gonna do? Like, if the game is also in a bad state, that's all you can do.
Yeah.
You just want to poke fun at people, because I think at that time it was like, when that pasta had happened, Sea Hill was something that was still ruining around a lot of people's heads.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck is this card? So Masterful Seal is a good design. I like it. It's at least way more balanced than it was. Way more balanced.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Hopefully everybody else thinks that way. But yeah, like you said, some people were still not happy about Sehel, so I'm happy that it finally got reworked.
I would say it's definitely a good rework because otherwise you just kill the card, right?
Yeah.
So it's not a bad thing, but I mean, I haven't seen it myself, so maybe I shouldn't be talking. If I see it in action, maybe I won't like it either, but I'm 100% sure it's better than it was before. Because getting 6, 7, 8 damage and killing stuff and playing those cards, it's just was getting to a point where it was just a little bit too ridiculous. Like, nothing stays alive, I don't want that, but yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna keep rambling if we continue. So I give you the thing. Let's wrap this up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. And yeah, let me know what you think about Sehel once you get to play a little bit more. I wanna get the the inside.
Of course, I'm gonna of course see Patricidal Fury. It did get a buff of a point, right, with the Arnulf. So
exactly.
Yeah, it was a good buff though. I remember telling some people about Arnulf, and I was like, why is he 11 power? Shouldn't he be at least like 12?
Yeah,
and I was like, and I think I'd even mentioned to you a certain change that I think would be helpful for Patricidal.
I remember. Yeah.
I don't know if it's ever gonna see light. If it does though, I think I'd be very happy. But we'll see. Who knows?
Who knows? We'll see what life brings, but it's pretty much up to the designers, not up to me. So I'm just passing on the information. All right, Zubi. Thank you. It was a pleasure to have you on once again. Good luck with everything life related, and good luck with coming back to streaming. Hope everything will be nice, and your the way will be paved in a perfect way for you. So
I hope so too, man. I hope so too.
Yeah.
I just want to have a good time.
Exactly.
That's it. And yeah, thank you everybody who was here, who watched, who made fun of me, who whatever. I don't know. But yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah,
I really
everybody
appreciate
was nice in
everyone.
chat. Don't worry. Everybody was great in chat, and everybody was behaving.
I can't wait to see the VOD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah,
Thank you
so
everybody
much.
for watching. Thank you, Zuby, for joining us, and we'll catch you next week for the next twig. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.